Today, we're going to be doing a driving tour of the southwest portion of Bend with a collection of subdivisions and homes scattered along the Deschutes River rim on the east side of the river. A very spectacular location here in Bend, right off the Brookswood Boulevard corridor. We're going to start as far south as Rivervale, right at the Bend city limit line where it turns from city to county, and just kind of work our way along the river, taking every which road that goes right up against that Deschutes River Canyon, because believe it or not, there are multiple subdivisions along this stretch of road that we're going to be driving and touring today to give you that real understanding of what Southwest Bend is all about, that are up against the Deschutes River and have fantastic river access. Even if those homes specifically aren't up against the river, they're nearby. The Deschutes River Trail is very, very close in proximity to just about every little portion of this driving tour that we're going to be on today. And so accessibility to the river is one of the key attributes of this particular section of Bend. And the homes are absolutely magnificent. Every which subdivision that we're going to be touring along our driving tour today is going to have something for just about everybody. There's going to be homes as high as $3 million or maybe even a little bit more along the tour. But there's also going to be homes in this particular section of town that go as low as 500 to 550,000 in the last year. We will explore everything in between along this tour today, while also explaining just how close the key amenities of Bend really are to the southwest pocket of Bend. How far is the old mill from this section of Bend? How far is downtown? How far is the west side of Bend? And of course, how far is Mount Bachelor from this section of southwest Bend, in which you do have to cross the river eventually to get up to the mountains. So we're going to be explaining everything, but also driving home just the fact that this particular section of town is very sought after because A, the river is so accessible and so nearby, but also the key amenities of Bend, which makes Bend very, very popular. So if a video like this sounds like it's for you, checking out several different subdivisions all along the river's edge on the east side of the Deschutes River in today's video, stick around. We're jumping into it right now. Hey, if this is your first time to the channel, or it's your 50th, that doesn't matter to me, and you want to know everything there is to know about living, eating, sleeping, working, playing, the good with the bad, living on the river in Bend, then subscribe to the channel. Tap that notification bell below so you can be the first to know about the current market happenings here in Bend and surrounding sunny, in April, Central Oregon. My name's Ryan, and I've lived in Bend for over 30 years. Zach and I, we get calls and texts every day from people just like you looking for help with their next transaction as it relates to real estate here in Bend and Central Oregon. So whether you're looking to make that transaction a possibility in the next 9 days or 90 days or even beyond that, that doesn't matter to us either. Give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, or even set up a Zoom call. Or if you're local, let's go get coffee somewhere and discuss your situation to figure out what the next course of action should be. So the southwest pocket of Bend today, the river is right there. The Deschutes River is obviously a key landmark for the city of Bend and actually is the reason why Bend probably settled back in the early 1900s. The Deschutes River was here. But I digress. The homes and the development, the subdivisions, the neighborhoods that have all kind of collected around the river over the course of the last 100+ years is nothing short of dynamic. And right now, where we're going to be touring today, we're starting in the very southwest section of Bend. And there are subdivisions that are less than 5 years old. There are subdivisions that are 20 years old. There are subdivisions that are 30 years old and maybe even a little bit older than that along this driving tour today. But we're going to stay on the roads that are right up against the river for the sake of this tour. So you can look to the left while we're driving and envision all those homes that have either river views, mountain views, or maybe a collection of both in certain sections. And then you can look at the homes on the right-hand side of where we're going to be driving and envision just being that close to the river trail or that close to certain portions of the river for the view. And just know that you're that close to the central proximity of Bend and what Bend really is known for. And that's the outdoor lifestyle up in the mountains, along with the Deschutes River coming right through the city of Bend. So with all that being said, we're going to hop in the car right now and start in the first subdivision. It's called Rivervale. And then eventually we'll get to another subdivision called River Rim, and then River Canyon Estates, and then eventually Mountain River Estates. You're kind of getting the gist of this, right? All these subdivisions have the word river associated with them because of how close we are to that magnificent Deschutes River. So there will be a couple other subdivisions that we will point out and key in on along the way. There's going to be up to 10, maybe 11 in total. But let's just get started right now in Rivervale and show you what river living in the southwest pocket of Bend is all about. I'll see you in the car. So as you can see here, we are looping around. What you just saw there was basically the edge of the city limit line, and we did a complete U-turn, and now we are at the very south edge of Rivervale, a highly acclaimed subdivision by Polish Homes dating back to 2018. And all these homes on the left-hand side are going to be on the river rim. They have river views. The homes on the right are going to be close in proximity to the river. 6 homes sold in the last 12 months here in this subdivision, ranging in between 1.305 and all the way up to 3.4 million. This one up here on the left-hand side. So you can see that it's a highly sought after neighborhood, and it's one of those rare subdivisions where the homes that are right on the river edge, they're going to get both the possibility of the river view and mountain views of those Cascades facing to the west. So pretty spectacular, but this is a very highly sought after subdivision in the very southwest pocket of Bend. Now, as we continue making our loop around, we are venturing into River Rim. Now, another larger, more established subdivision in the southwest area of Bend. This is actually a small section of River Rim that is gated. And what we'll notice here are the more mature trees. Of course, we have the towering ponderosas that are native. They're going to be everywhere that we go on our tour today. But what you're seeing now are some of the trees that were planted when the subdivision first got started years ago. This is more like 10 to 15, maybe up to 20 years old with some of these homes here. And River Rim is a much larger subdivision than Rivervale, but it also has a lot of access to certain amenities like parks, as does Rivervale. But there's parks. There's actually a 5-acre nature preserve area here too, which is great for walking, riding your bike, zipping around. And it's 5 acres. It's in the middle of the subdivision, and it's a great feature that this subdivision offers some of its homeowners. And of course, you can access it too if you live in a neighboring subdivision as well. Now, River Rim had 27 closes over the last 12 months, and they ranged in between, say, 658,000 all the way up to 1.26 million. And the homes, they range from 1,600 square feet all the way up to 3,000 square feet. As you can see here, we're zipping by Wildflower Park, a fantastic little park here in the River Rim subdivision. And then this nature preserve that I've referenced here is to the right on the other side of the homes on the right-hand side here. But we're taking a left now, and we're going to be basically going parallel with Brookswood Boulevard for the duration of this tour as we go closer and closer to the Old Mill District. But again, most of these homes and the roads that we're going to be on here are going to be as close as possible to where the river runs. So you have Brookswood Boulevard on the right-hand side or the east side of where we're driving, and then you have the Deschutes River on the left-hand side or the west side of where we're driving here. So I'm taking a left now, and we will be exiting River Rim and going right into River Canyon Estates, another highly acclaimed, larger subdivision that's roughly 20 to maybe 22 years old. in its age, and these homes are absolutely fantastic as well. Now, these homes on the left aren't necessarily directly on the river rim. We'll get to those here in just a second, but you have fantastic access. These little offshoots to the left here, some of those homes go back 2, 3, 4 lots, and those that are 4 back, they're going to be right on the river rim as well. So they're going to have views of the river, not necessarily mountain views in this little pocket here, but River Canyon Estates is a large subdivision, and it's very highly sought after as well. Again, all these subdivisions kind of run adjacent with each other. As we get up here, this is Astor Lane, and straight ahead would be river access. So these homes here are going to be on the river rim once again, and we'll come up here and take a left onto Holly Grape Street. Straight ahead is going to be the River Canyon Estates Clubhouse. There's a pool there, there's a workout facility, a great amenity, a great room inside of there. It's great for hosting parties and events and whatnot, and homeowners get access to that for a small fee when they want to rent the unit. Now we're on Holly Grape Street. Again, everything to the left is going to be on the River Canyon. River Canyon Estates had 18 closes in the last 12 months, and those ranged in anywhere between 598,000 going up all the way to 1.3 million. Home sizes were 1,500 square feet and going all the way up to 3,300 square feet. Now, there are some homes that are larger than that, but they didn't sell in the last 12 months. That is basically the range of the 18 homes that ended up selling in the last 12 months. So again, you can see here the sidewalks on both sides. You can see the layout of the architecture here. It's a really fantastic subdivision. Again, it takes up a lot of space. There's actually little pockets of smaller subdivisions that are in this particular area. As you can see, some new construction here on the left. That is actually brand new in the last 2 years. There's about 10 homes that went up in just the last year, right in that little pocket. A homeowner sold a larger lot that he owned and then developed a large portion of it. As we take a left here, we're entering into yet another subdivision here. This is Mountain River Estates, a very small subdivision, but it's got a little French chateau vibe to it. So you can see some of these homes on the left and the right hand side. This is a very unique little area. This is Gorge View Street, one of my favorite streets in this section of town. All these homes on the left are right on the river rim, and some of them have fantastic mountain views to go with it. Pretty remarkable. 3 closes in the last year in Mountain River Estates, ranging from $1,050,000 all the way up to 1.3 million. And the square footages ranged from, say, 2,300 square feet all the way up to 2,800 square feet for Mountain River Estates. And all of a sudden we're back into River Canyon Estates now. So it's kind of janky the way the layout is with River Canyon Estates because it takes up such a large footprint. But as we continue on now, we're going to be hanging a left here in just a moment, going into another subdivision. This is going to be Quail Pine Estates. Now, these homes aren't necessarily on the river, but there is an absolutely fantastic little access point to the river trail coming right up here on the left-hand side. These are going to be more affordable for the masses. Now, with Quail Pine Estates, there were 4 total closings in this subdivision last year, and they range from 650,000 all the way up to 765,000, and the square footage was 1,400 square feet all the way up to 1,800 square feet. So again, smaller homes, a little bit more affordable for the masses, and this is something that could be a good fit for many different types of people. This entire section of town where we're at along the river is going to have something for just about everybody if they're in the market for this particular location. You've got homes that go all the way up to 3+ million. You got homes that are as low as the mid 5 to 600s. Now, as we get to this stop sign and hang a left, this is actually Powers Road. And we are venturing into Elkhorn Ridge, as well as eventually going down this hill around this little bend here. It's going to be Elkhorn Estates. Those are 2 kind of brother-sister type subdivisions that started back in the mid-90s. Elkhorn Ridge actually started a few years after that in the early 2000s. But what you're going to learn here is that 7 different homes closed in these 2 adjacent subdivisions in the last year, and they ranged from 490,000 all the way up to $1,020,000. So what you get now is an understanding of the variety of the homes that are available in this little stretch along the river. These homes aren't on the river, but behind the homes on the left is basically wide open space. Probably going to be developed at some point in the future, but it's a place where a lot of people go to ride their bikes. It's almost like mountain biking down there, and there's hiking, and there's all kinds of access points to the actual Deschutes River Trail, which is not too far away from where we're at right now. But Elkhorn Estates, this is where we're at now. If you had a home that sold for under 500,000 in the last 12 months in this little section of town, which is absolutely stunning when it comes to its location. This is Brookswood Boulevard here, and we're going to take a left here in just a moment. And what we're going to learn is that we are so unbelievably close to the old Mill District as we get on to Brookswood here shortly. Now, as you can see, we are on Brookswood Boulevard. There's people out, they're walking, they're riding their bikes. A little bit more traffic here on this particular stretch. This is kind of like the primary artery going from, say, the Old Mill District, the box factory area, when you're heading southwest. All those neighborhoods that we just ventured through will generally take this road to get to their respective offshoot roads that will take them to their subdivisions and their homes. But this portion of the video is basically dedicated to just show you how close in proximity that stretch of town is, those subdivisions are on the river to the Old Mill District. We're going by Blakely Park here on our left-hand side right now, and we are getting right down into the thick of it where a primary roundabout sometimes kind of backs up a little bit with some congestion, especially in the morning when people are venturing off to work. But you can see the smokestacks back there. We are getting awfully close to the Old Mill District. And once we get into this roundabout, what you'll see here is that the access point to the Old Mill District is straight ahead there to the right. We're not going to take that right today. What we're going to end up doing is pausing the tour portion of the video here. We're going to end that and just kind of wrap things up. This gives you that idea. If we were to take a right here where we're at, we'd be venturing down the road that would eventually take us to Century Drive, the access point to the Cascade Lake Scenic Byway, as well as Mount Bachelor, everything that is to the west of Bend, and kind of what Bend is really known for. Phil's Trails over there as well. There's multiple golf courses over there on the west side, as well as some fantastic commercial amenities that are along the road there to the right. But this hopefully gives you some perspective of what really Southwest Bend living is all about. You can live right on the river if you want to have access, the view and all that, or you can live right off the river and just have a short distance to access to the river if that's something of interest to you. Ultimately speaking, wherever you're at in this particular section of town, you're going to be deemed to have a fantastic location. You are just 5 minutes or so to the Old Mill District, and that is kind of the primary hub of Bend. The Old Mill, the box factory, the downtown area. It's really, really spectacular in this section, which is why most homes tend to go very, very quickly if they hit the market and they are priced appropriately, because so many people are looking for accessibility, the location, and the amenities that Bend has to offer while living not too far away from them. So if you're still watching at this portion of the video, I thank you. My name is Ryan. I'm a licensed broker with eXp Realty. The goal with these videos is to give you as much perspective as absolutely possible when it comes time for you to make a decision as to what part of Bend or Redmond or anywhere else in Central Oregon that you prefer as you get ready for your real estate activity. We would like to be the ones that help you with that real estate activity, but it starts with you. You've got to reach out to us. Call us, text us, email us, set up a Zoom call through our Calendly link. Or if you're local, let's meet somewhere face-to-face and get to know you and your situation to help you upon time for that transaction. Again, thanks for watching, and I will plan on seeing you guys on the next video.